Here we go. So we've got, this is where we're heading, 2,000 light years that way. Just wondering, we should bring it more sort of over here. Bigger star, early star, B. Loads of stars around you. Ah, nice G. Hawking's Gap, and then from there we will make our way back to the bubble, or maybe we'll come along this way a bit and then head back to the bubble. Well, no, because we've got the Omega Nebula, the Eagle Nebula, just all kinds of shit around here that they would have all been visiting. Trifid Nebula, oh god, yeah, the Lagoon Nebula. Yeah, I mean, I've visited all of these. NGC 6357, been there before. So yeah, we're going to make our way down to here, and then we're going to make our way back up, and then that would have been the triangle that we've done of exploration. Really good day yesterday. We got another Earth-like world, loads of water worlds, a couple of terraformable water worlds. Hey Jester.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. System scan complete.
This one for the HMCs, high metal content. But yeah, we did a week dedicated to combat, so a week dedicated to exploration. Probably not going to get back to the bubble until maybe on Thursday, probably Friday. That said, if I do a second stream any day this week, which we should do. And then when we're on the last leg, when we're within sort of like 40-50 jumps of being back in the bubble, and let's be honest, the last 30 or 40 jumps of this journey will be just kind of honk and scoop and move on, because they're going to be all discovered as we get closer to the bubble again.
Surface scan 50%.
I'll put a poll up and we'll try and guess how much I'm going to get from all this.
Shift drive charging.
We're like single hot star, I guess was it K? Yeah, that was K. Okay. Just more chances of getting what you're looking for. It would, and that's what we're working towards, essentially. That is where we are headed. Saving up till I've got about 10 billion, which should give me enough to buy the fleet carrier, a universal cartographics, a couple of other pieces for it, and then we are going off into the Milky Way, never to be seen again. And obviously one of the main things with exploration is eventually you might get burnout, you know, because you're just out in the black, you haven't seen anything for a while, you need something to do. Well, at least with a fleet carrier I'll have something to do. Oh, well, then I better go and mine some tritium, you know. So I get to break up the exploration with a nice chilled mining session every now and again. I look forward to that. Yeah, there's another planet there, I thought so. shit system. Nothing in here really. These guys are only shot. You're our only hope.
System scan complete.
Oh yeah, I have absolutely no objections to mining. We have a cutter now for mining.
Frameshift drive charging.
Not bad. I mean, 7 weeks since I reset. I've got like 1.5 billion credits. I've got an Imperial cutter. I've got an Anaconda. I've got a Fer-de-Lance, an Orca, an Asp, a Courier, a couple of Vipers, an Eagle. Got my Elite Exploration. Not bad for 7 weeks.
Fuel stripping. System scan complete. Fuel stripping complete.
Though I have realised, and I realised this about 3 days into this trip, is I'm out here exploring and I've done the rookiest of rookiest errors, and there is one piece of pretty vital equipment that I don't have on this ship,
Frameshift drive charging.
and I've got away with it so far, but at some point, any jump, I might not get away with it. So we are riding an edge. I don't have any heat sinks. I don't know why I didn't put heat sinks on. If you're going out exploring, you put on a fucking heat sink. That's second only to a fuel scoop. Do you know what I mean? I forgot to put it on, and I've got away with it so far. It's all been fine. I haven't had that horrible entry into a system, but it could happen at any given time, you know. You arrive in the cone of a secondary white dwarf or some shit, you know. You're screwed.
Fuel stripping complete.
Though, you know, all I'll take is heat damage, and I do have an AFMS, so, you know, if shit goes down I can repair. You didn't say system scan complete, did you? No, you said there is one other planet, okay. I don't think you're on this line. No, you're going to be just chilling, doing your own thing somewhere. As gas giants like to do sometimes. Okay, under the line. Oh, no, there you are.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Does it? I'm a laser miner. I mean, the thing is, it's like quantity. It just means it'll take me a bit longer. That's fine.
3, 2,
Like, okay, so let's say I take my cutter out mining. How much tritium am I going to have to mine? You know, will 600 tons of cargo hold be enough, or do I need to do multiple trips just to keep the thing going? I mean, I don't know how much tritium you need to travel for each jump or whatever.
system scan complete.
So is it like you've got to mine every jump? I can't imagine it'd be that bad.
Fuel stripping complete.
Like if I'm taking my fleet carrier out into the black, you know, and I'm just doing a 500 light year jump every time, how often would you say I'd have to go mining it, and how much would I need to mine? Would I have to be mining thousands and thousands and thousands, or is it just a few hundred? I don't know.
Frameshift drive charging.
Is it a case of, oh no, you out here all week mining just to fill the tank back up again? Ooh, hey Drift, calm down. There we go.
4, 3, 2,
it's 1,000 to fill up your tank, and like how many jumps do you get for that?
Frameshift drive.
Hey Jimmy
charging.
Johns. Yeah, I've always said that the thing that this game does better than any other game, it does two things, I would say, better than any other game. Lighting and scale.
3, 2,
The lighting in this game is phenomenal. And then the scale. You really get a sense of scale of the unit of the galaxy when playing this game, especially when you're in a system and you're going to a binary star that's a long way away, or you're doing a long range exploration trip. You really get a sense of how utterly, ridiculously massive this place is.
system scan complete. Fuel stopping.
5 jumps.
Scoping complete.
Okay. But I mean, that's the thing. I suppose I could just sit there, fill up my hold, dump it on the. You know, I could do an afternoon of mining where I do multiple loads and just dump it onto the. I'm assuming there's storage and inventory.
Frameshift drive
Space.
charging. Four, three, two.
It's been here.
Fuel scoping.
Multiple loads one afternoon. Yeah, well, you know.
Scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Ooh, a Class B star. Okay, I'll put a prediction in now. Because it's a Class B star, someone's been there before. When we arrive, the star will be on my radar. This won't be a first discovery.
3, 2.
I don't know what it is about Class B. Chances of you finding a Class B star that hasn't been explored are pretty slim. Big, bright blue. Crazy blue. No one's been here before. Okay.
System scan complete.
Never mind.
Fuel scoping.
No one's been here before, but there's also nothing here, so, you know.
Fuel scoping complete.
They are very, very blue. Oh. 4.7 solar masses, 2.6 solar radius, and temperature of ow.
Frameshift drive charging.
But that's the thing, these just looking at this screen, like if you follow my center dot, that's a B class star, 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 that's a B class star. You can just see them, do you know what I mean? And we are in a very densely populated area of B class stars. What is that though? What is that? No, galaxy map. What are the chances of me spotting whatever the hell that is? How close are we to it? Seeing anything. Oh, hang on. on, hang on, hang on. I think I spotted you. Hey, you're an orange supergiant. K7. Orange giant. I think that was potentially what we were seeing there. Yeah, because we came from there, we're heading that way, and it was kind of like up and to my right. Yeah. That's him. I'm willing to bet that if I put a mark on you, you would not be the star that I was just looking at. Okay. But you would be a really bright star that we can see. Okay. Back to where we were going. Never mind. But it's, yeah, I mean, it sticks out so much. That's another orange giant that way. There's another one to the right there. Another one there. I love how clear it is. You can kind of see what kinds of stars are about. When you get to the center, there's so many B-class stars that it almost looks bugged, because there's just so many bright spots all over your sky. It almost looks bad. Like right now it looks sensational, all those stars are amazing, but when you get closer to the center, it just kind of doesn't look as good, because there's so many of those bright spots that it's, yeah. Betelgeuse, yeah, it's a big one. Well, that's one thing this game does to kind of deceive you, and Betelgeuse is a great example, because I've been to Betelgeuse in this game. You can go visit it, it is in here. When you arrive in a system, the star kind of looks the same size, no matter how big the star is. When you arrive, from your perspective, it looks about the same sort of size, no matter which star it is. It's only when you try to scoop from Betelgeuse that you realise how ridiculously big that star is, and you realise how far away it is, because it still looks like it's right there in your face, but it's not. It's fucking miles away. Like, you're not scooping. You're not even. You've got to travel quite a distance to start scooping off of Betelgeuse, because it's so big, and you start off so far away from it. Nothing wrong with that. No Man's Sky is a fantastic game. I don't view No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous as competitors in the space sim genre. They do very, very different things. They both have claims to having the largest universes to explore, but they do it so differently. Elite Dangerous is all about, apart from a couple of MacGuffins, it's all about scientific fact kind of thing, astrophysics, all this kind of thing. Whereas No Man's Sky is very much more from an artistic perspective. And I'm about to sneeze, hang on. Now, if Frontier Developments and Hello Games got together and made a space sim, and Frontier was in charge of the sim side of things, and Hello Games was in charge of plant life and animal life on various planets and things like that, oh boy, that would be a powerhouse of a game. Five and six. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of MacGuffins in terms of, the fact that I'm currently travelling 5 times, 6 times, 7 times the speed of light, and the ability to warp between systems. And, Thargoids, there's 2 alien civilizations within this game. Excuse me, hang on, sorry. Very sniffly at the moment, I do apologise. But yeah, I mean, the gravity wells, I talk about the gravity wells all the time in this game, especially when I'm traversing a system, and the routes that I'll take that aren't straight lines because I want to get there quicker, because a straight line is not always fastest when you're travelling within a system. So as an example, talking about gravity wells, right? If I wanted to map planet 1, logic would dictate just flying a straight line there, and that will be... no, it's not time dilation, it's a gravity well. So if I fly in a straight line to 1 from here, as I go past that star, I will get slowed down a lot. Like my speed would be drastically reduced as I enter and then escape the gravity well of that star. If I were to fly sort of this way, kind of like follow the you can't see it because the angle I'm looking, but follow this line around and stay around the outside and then swoop into it from the side, travelling maybe as much as twice as far, but because I have much less speed reduction, it would be quicker overall. So if I'm like fully mapping a system, I'll if I look at the system map as an orrery, so there's a star in the center, and I'm over here. Well, actually no, I'm over here somewhere. I'm heading over there, I am over here. So if I were to map the whole system, starting here, I would sort of do 1, 2, 3, and then 7, and then we come round and then out that way, or vice versa. As it happens, they're all kind of pretty well lined up for exploration in this system anyway. But if 1's here, if 2 was over here, going back and forth through this gravity well would just slow you down so much. So you kind of want to plot your way around where you avoid being slowed down as much as possible. That was bright. If you're mapping a binary system, when you map all the planets around A, make sure that the last one you map is on the outskirts of the system, rather than working your way across and then having to go back across the star to head to the next one, because you just get slowed down so much. Gravity wells. The gravity wells in this game can be insane. And once you understand what's happening and know how to avoid it, I mean, it's taken me time to get to speed because of the gravity well of the planet that I just was scanning. But if I was heading to 1, that's what I'd do. I'd be coming along this way and then I'd start swinging around and heading towards 1, because I'd have avoided the gravity well of the star. But I don't need to scan 1 in this system, so... Then we get slow down. That pair of planets that are millions of miles away from you are really close. You might hit them. But again, that's gravity wells doing its thing. It's trying to slow me down. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a good system to do an example of that. Yesterday, I fully mapped a system, which I don't do very often. Normally, I'll just map the highest value targets and move on, but yesterday's system was pretty special. Danny, man, this system. Earth-like world, twin terraformable water worlds, a third water world, and 9 high metal content worlds. It was, whew. I'm like, I'll just scan everything then. There was like one icy body. There was one, and a couple of moons. But everything else was just like millions, millions, more millions, even more millions, add a few more million. But the Earth-like was around the secondary star, which was like 100,000 LS away, but it also had a bunch of high metal content worlds around it. Oh, I can't see that because of the lines. There. It's probably my biggest earner to date.
Surface scan by
Yeah,
50%.
that's 2 for the HMC column. There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Do you know what? I've got it bookmarked. Just show it off. I mean, you know, when I go turn in this data, I find that someone else's name is on this system. I'll know it's you fuckers. Yeah, so I mapped it all. Obviously, the high metal content worlds are only worth like 150,000 each, but you know. But then we got twin terraformable water worlds with another terraformable world orbiting them. Just more high metal content worlds. Everything's high metal content, and then over here we've got the lovely little Earth-like. Another high metal content world. 2 more high metal content worlds, and then the icy body. That's pretty tasty system, if I do say so myself.
Frameshift drive charging.
I love finding Earth-like worlds. That's my jam. That's what gets me up in the morning to play this game. I guess you could say.
3, 2,
There are 2 things I want to find that I've never found. I know they're out there. I don't want to just go visit one. I want to find one of my own. That's twin Earth worlds. I've found lots. I found twin water worlds many, many times. I've never found twin Earth worlds. Twin Earth-likes. And then a ringed Earth-like world. I would really love to find a ringed Earth-like world.
fuel scoop.
Again, I know they exist. Just, I've never found one.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, so we've got a brown dwarf as the secondary, so that's just going to be icy bodies if it's got anything around it. Wait. I thought that was a red dwarf. Why the... No, not system map, galaxy map. We don't do red dwarfs. We do the show red dwarf because it's the greatest sci-fi show of all time. But we don't do red dwarfs as in stars that we travel to. So you need to unplot and then replot that route, please. Which I assume you're doing? Okay, you've changed to an F. Alright, okay. Right. And I'll show you why we don't do red dwarfs. That's why we don't do red dwarfs. Icy bodies. Scan them, but it's an absolute waste of time. don't get me wrong, you can get an Earth-like world or a water world around a red dwarf, but it's really unlikely. They're older stars, they're cooling down. That's why 99% of the time the planets around them are just balls of ice. Because it's not a hot system. I switched the map over to realistic, so it went, oh, any star, let's go. And I forgot to switch it back, so it stuck with any star on my route plotting. Don't do red dwarfs because they're pointless, and I don't do white dwarfs because they irrationally scare me. I'd say irrationally, I've died to a bad jump into a white dwarf cone many years ago. My understanding is they made it so that that shouldn't happen, but shouldn't happen and 100% definitely won't happen are not the same thing. And let me tell you, if you jump into a system and you arrive in the cone of a white dwarf, you die. There's no, or there's a way out. If you arrive in the cone, you're fucked. You're so dead. And that happened to me once, and the day that happened, I removed white dwarfs and non-sequence stars from the route planner, and I've never looked back. I do not do white dwarfs. White dwarfs, pulsars, neutron stars. I'm well aware of the neutron highway. I have done that before. I do not do that anymore.
Frameshift drive charging.
Dwayne Diblett. And that is why whenever I hit warp, I always look in the top right of the screen to see the type of star we're going to. I didn't actually notice that we were heading to a red dwarf, so I guess I don't always look. I'm very much a learn by experience kind of guy, and experience tells me that white dwarfs and neutron stars and shit like that are not 100% safe. Yeah, I mean, it's something that happens to every Elite Dangerous player at some point. If you haven't died to a neutron star, or a white dwarf rather, have you really played Elite Dangerous? Really? I don't think so. If you haven't jumped into a system and gone through a second star to arrive next to the primary star, you haven't played this game. That ass-clenching moment when you're like, oh, am I about to die? Oh. Is there anything I can do about it? Probably not. Oh, it's a bunch of icy bodies surrounding a bigger icy body with a ring. Okay. Asteroids, aren't you? Yeah. Alright, so 5's on this line, so most other things are going to be nearby. I got my Orca. Love my Orca, Material Girl. Doing.
System scan complete.
I there's anything even worth looking at here. No.
Frameshift drive charging.
Tell you one thing's for sure, this planet right here, that's not terraformable. Damn, that's close to the star. That's going to be a very hot planet. I don't think he's even closest to the star. No, one was real close to the star, Jesus. Ammonia. Okay, well, you know, it's worth some money. Oh, get your... I hate asteroid clusters. Like, oh, there's a bunch of planets. Oh, no, it's just asteroid clusters again. So you've got gas giant, bit of overview, fort base life. So it's basically all trash in this system apart from one planet. It's worth a scan by the looks of it. But that one planet, oh, that's a pretty cool gas giant. But that one planet is worth more than the rest of the system put together 10 times over, so yeah, happy days. There you are. Hey birdie. Lots of money. Wow. 1.7 million. Pretty cool looking gas giants in this system.
System scan complete.
They're always massive. Pretty big. Ammonia World or Land of the Cats. Well, that's odd. Really? Really? Huh. They're all doing their thing. So it's not the ammonia world that's being weird, it's this lot. Why the hell are you on your side? And all the planets orbiting you that way when everything else is on this plane, including the ammonia world that is orbiting you. This one that we're heading towards. That's weird. That is odd. Because it's not this planet that's misaligned with the rest of the system, it's that gas giant and its moons are just at a 90-degree juxtaposition to the whole rest of the system, including the planet orbiting it. How would the rings have formed around it that way? So it would have to be rotating on a flipped 90-degree axis to everything else in the system. It would have to be rotating, like if you view everything as kind of like a flat field, it would have to be rotating kind of vertically to then cause the rings to form around it vertically in that same way, and the planets to form around that in the same way. Just trying to picture this system being formed. Yeah, Neptune's on its side. Oh, is that a range? Oh yeah, because it's a big planet. You're going to be at 10. You're a 9. Well, we'll do it in 7 because we always do it in 7. Could I do it in 6? I reckon I could do it in 6. Let's go a little higher there. Let's go a little there. I think that'll do it in 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if that doesn't get it, there's number 7 lined up, ready to go.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
9 probes. If you're a noob. Yeah, like you say, Neptune's on its side. I'm trying to think how many moons it has. Do the moons of Neptune orbit on the same axis that it's rotating? They must do. Because the ring would be... Yeah, I don't know.
Frameshift drive charged.
Oh, we are renting Hawking's Gap. I did buy him a drink first though, so he doesn't mind. 35 bodies. So this is literally gas and ice. We may just move on. Yeah. True.
Frameshift drive charged.
Moving on. So that's what I call a gas and ice system. If I scan that whole system, there isn't going to be a single body in this system that's worth more than a few thousand credits. Like less than 10,000 credits. 35 bodies, which means if I scanned and mapped everything in the entire planet system, I might be able to get it up to like 250, maybe 300,000. But in that time I could have discovered like 10 high metal content worlds that are terraformable in other systems. It really is not worth the time and effort. If you don't see anything of value on that initial wave scan, move on. That's my advice. Because the difference in value between the ones that are actually valuable and the ones that aren't is insane. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6 different planets that I target as types that I scan. Earth-like worlds, obviously. Water worlds, terraformable and non-terraformable. High metal content worlds that are terraformable. Ammonia worlds and terraformable rocky bodies. Anything else? The lowest value one of those is the water world that isn't terraformable at 1.2 million. See, just this right here, just that little line there makes this worth scanning, this system. It might not be terraformable and we may just move on. But maybe it's all around C. And how far away is C? A long, long way away, okay. Rocky bodies, icy bodies. So there's probably one body worth scanning in this system, and as I say, if it's not terraformable, we're moving on anyway. But these icy bodies, they're worth like 3,000 or 4,000 if I map it. I don't know if you've got time for that. No chance.
System scan complete.
Yeah, no.
Frameshift drive
Oh, I
charged.
just sneeze again.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Tell you what, I did encounter a very strange world the other day. That was a rocky ice world, and it appears to be made of leather. Such a bizarre planet. I've never seen one like that before. It was just an icy, rocky ice world. Should have been white, and it wasn't. Like, at all. Again. Gas, ice, rocks, asteroids. Maybe not.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh god, I'm just getting my face under control at the moment.
4, 3, 2.
Oh wow. I think that does actually work out to the roughly average user experience of Elite Dangerous. Play it for about an hour and be like, holy shit, nah, I'm alright. And move on. They've made it a lot more accessible now. But when this game first came out,
Scan complete.
Jesus, what a hell of a learning curve.
Fuel scooping complete.
This game does a lot of hand holding. I mean, you know, compared to other games it does virtually no hand holding, but compared to how it used to be, it does help you out a lot.
Frameshift drive charging.
Most ships, when you buy them, when you start off, will come with Super Cruise Assist, something I've never used. Every ship comes with a docking computer, which I now remove, but I did use that for the first year.
4, 3, 2.
So sorry.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I'm trying to talk, and my body's like, yeah, but what if you sneeze and cough and splutter and have all this shit going on and it's just going to be relentless for a few minutes while you're trying to fucking talk? I'm like, you just stop. Okay, again, just the one, maybe two planets that are of any value here. But again, that. Well, no shit, it's non-terraformable. It's an ice world. Oh, okay, yeah, I've just entered a new region, haven't I? So non-terraformable. Oh, that saves me looking at it in the system map. Thank you for that.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh no, you're alright. I'm just, yeah. I had a moment.
3, 2. Fuel scooping. 4, 3, 2. 1. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping complete. 4, 3, 2. 1. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping complete. 4, 3, 2. 1. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping complete. 4, 3, 2. 1. 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 Fuel scooping complete. 4
Terraform. Oh, nice.
System scan complete.
Grab you. I'm just going to have a drink out the fridge. I'll be right back.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Thanks, sorry. Just point and shoot. Autopilot, I guess. I don't know. No one was flying the ship. It's pretty funny. Never smoke. That's to hit.
Fuel stopping. Fuel stopping complete.
So yeah, it's the uninitiated. I could immediately open up the FSS and start scanning. But what I'd like to do is wait until my speed is 5C. There we go. For two reasons. Number one, by the time I've done that, then where is it? Let me look around behind me. The star isn't taking up half my screen and being absolutely enormous, and there's planets behind it and stuff like that. So if I get far enough away, it's pretty unlikely that any of the planets are going to be directly behind that small object there. But obviously, if the star's still really close to me and taking up so much of my screen, then any planets that are the other side of that star, I'm not going to be able to see them, and I'd have to come out of the FSS, fly around a little bit, get a better view. The second reason to get up to 5cc before opening up the FSS is if there is a planet that I need to go and map. I'm already travelling 5C, and I'm not having to accelerate away from the star still. I've already done that. I'm already in deep space, if you like, and thus we'll get be able to get to the planets quicker. Doesn't look like there's much to scan in this system, to be fair. But there wasn't.
System scan
I mean,
complete.
there was one, so were you terraformable? I'm going to vote with no. Moving on.
Frameshift drive charging.
The thing is, this game's like, this screen right now is screaming information at me. There's so much information being fed into my face right now by this HUD, and I mean, a lot of it isn't really relevant in the moment, but some of it is. No, I don't necessarily need to know the name of my ship. I know the name of my ship, but it's up there.
Fuel sweeping.
Okay, we've got 3 stars. We discovered an M type, which was one of the secondaries. How far away are they? Quite a long way away. And it is just... oh, that's one interesting. Oh, you're all M. Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, there's some potential here. Yeah, if I had to bet to, I'm willing to be pretty convinced that all of the high metal content worlds are around A, and all of the icy bodies, most of them, are around B. Or indeed C. Oh, okay, some metal bodies around C. Pretty impressed. You don't normally see much of that around a dwarf. One around B.
System scan complete.
D1, oh yeah, closest to the star, that would make sense. Okay. BC3. Interesting. Yeah, they are. KGB FOAM, KGB foam. whoever's job it was back in the day to name star types, I think someone needs to sit him down and have a chat, because he's like, right, okay lads, we're going to have a star class called A, and they're like, okay, and he's like, we're going to have one called B, and they're like, okay, I think I see where you're going with this. Is the next one C? No, there's no C class star. No, D, no D or E. F is the next one. We'll go to F. And we're like, oh, okay. Just no C, D, or E, just A, B, F. Okay, cool. And then G. Okay, F and G. So H, no H's. I, J, K. We'll go K, L, and M. We'll do 3 in a row. K, L, and M. Excellent. Any N class stars? No. O? Yeah, we'll have O. P? No, not going to do P. Q? No. R? No. S? No. T? Yeah, we'll do T. But that's not a main sequence star. Oh, fine. Okay, sure. You know what, I'd say that. N, I think N might be the class for neutron star, maybe? I'm not sure. I know DQ is white dwarf, because why wouldn't DQ represent white dwarf? And then they're like, okay, so what other stars are you going to have? Oh, what's the next letter? Oh, the next letter, okay, the next letter on the list is carbon. I'm sorry, what? Carbon stars. We'll have carbon stars, just a whole separate thing. Alright, okay. Alright, fine. What's next? Wolf Rayet. Oh, we're not even going to go with fucking elements, we're just going to pick a fucking name now. Alright, excellent. Obviously, I'm assumed that was discovered by Wolf and Rayets. Or someone called Wolf Rayet. Either one or two people. It's like, man, pick a system and stick to it.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, on my route I keep K, G, B, F, O and A. I don't bother with M because they're normally pretty crap systems. And I've kept Wolf Rayet in the mix because they're really rare. The chances of me landing on a Wolf Rayet star are pretty slim, and if I have, someone will have absolutely been there first. But they are amazing. They're probably the coolest of the stars, I would personally say, the Wolf Rayet stars. They're spectacular. I can probably... I say probably, I definitely can, because I stream, I don't know what I'm doing. Give me a sec. So I can show you a picture from my Insta of a Wolf Rayet star that I once went to visit, and it was... Holy shit, is it that one? Could be that one, that could be... oh no, there you are. Okay, so give me a sec, because I'm about to do this. Let's have a little look. We got... Oh, you're gonna tempt me. You're gonna be a Rocky Ice World, aren't you? Yeah, you're gonna be a Rocky Ice World. Of course you are. I hate them where you can have it say Earth-like World, but it's probably not. Rocky Ice World. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, cheeky. Give me a sec and I'll show you a picture of the Wolf Rayet star that I went to visit. It was its own nebula. So the Wolf Rayet star was causing a nebula, but the nebula didn't extend beyond the system that it was in. And it is the most bizarre coloured nebula you could experience. Give me a sec. Let's get this last one. Where are you? There we are. Okay.
System scan complete.
Let's. Oh yeah, I bet they are. Not preview. Okay, so plus. Window capture. Okay. Select a window. There it is. And that is the Wolf-Rayet star and the nebula that it caused. Isn't that gorgeous? But also kind of weird. It's a bright purple star that caused like an orange and green nebula around it. Anyway, I'm going to shut down that window. Move this back to our regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, that was a Wolf-Rayet star that I discovered a couple of years ago. Absolutely stunning. I don't think there was anything of... Oh, maybe. No. Or that's a planet that would have had you thinking you might actually go and visit it in old exploration.
Frameshift drive
It's been
charging.
pretty slim pickings today, to be fair. Have we even found a water world? No. I don't think we have. We found like 4, 5. We found 5 high metal content worlds today, and that's it. It's been really slim pickings so far. Oh yeah, it's the icy rings that I've got to mine for Trillium, isn't it?
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
System, 50,000 LS,
Scooping complete.
and you're an M. Yeah, okay. Gas and ice. Gas giants, rocky ice worlds, icy bodies, rocky bodies, asteroids. 26 plus, there's 24 planets I could scan in this system. If I, just beyond doing the FSS,
Frameshift drive
like if I FSS this whole system, it's, Jesus Christ, 50 grand maybe for the whole system. The money is first discovery and mapping it, and there's nothing worth mapping.
4, 3, 2.
Quite literally a waste of time. Yes, it does earn some money, but just in relation to what you can earn from the high value targets, it's just not worth doing. I'd have to do 10 of those systems just to make one terraformable world. And fully mapping 10 systems that have got 20 to 30 bodies each.
System scan.
That'll take time. Lots of time. Flying to every single planet? Nah. Anytime I'm going to do a full system map is if it's a really high value system.
Frameshift drive charging.
And there's not much that isn't worth anything. You know, you can give me like 5 Earth-like worlds, but if the rest of it is 5 gas giants and each of them's got 7 icy bodies, I'm not going to go scan all of that. No way. I'd also be internet famous for being the first person to find a system with 5 Earth-like worlds in it, Jesus. Don't think that's in the Stellar Forge somehow. Someone has been here before.
Fuel scoping.
They did not explore though. Interesting. So someone jumped in and jumped straight back out again. So, either they were an explorer like me, they opened up the FSS and realised it's all trash and left. That's a cool looking nebula we're approaching. Or they just jumped in and straight back out again. So the Coalsack Nebula? It can't be the Coalsack Nebula. Oh, come on, man. Amateur hour. It's a water world. Even under old exploration, you would have spotted that. Of course, a terraformable one as well. Damn. Metal content world. Okay, yeah, have your little asteroid fit. No? Okay. So it's all around B. Potentially. Right, that's that dealt with. Red dwarf, interesting. Wait, what? So obviously there's a science to figuring out where the Goldilocks zone is within a system. Where you're going to find your terraformable planets, your Earth-like worlds and all that kind of stuff. And what we've got here is something that's going against everything I've been saying all fucking day. So, the water world that is terraformable is around the red dwarf, which I said would be too cool to have like life supporting stuff. Most of the time. It's possible, but most of the time. But not only that, it's the furthest planet from the red dwarf. Now, the only other possibility that would make it make a bit more sense is if the binary part of the system is really close to the main star. There's another planet there, yeah. If they're like within sort of 5,000 LS of the main star, then okay, yeah, it makes a bit more sense because there's another heating system, a bigger, better heater nearby. Yeah, okay, you're only 3,000 LS from the main star. Makes a bit more sense now. Okay, let's see what we got. Really, nothing around the primary. Okay. Okay. 7 and 8. So, like, if this star wasn't here, and it was just this star, I don't think... I think these would pretty much all be icy bodies. But because they're close to this star, which is a much hotter star, I mean, you know, surface temperature 6,000, surface temperature under 3,000. It's like half the temperature of this one. So these are on the outskirts. If we look at the orrery, it wouldn't surprise me if 7 and 8 are, yeah, they're on the outside, so they're going to get heat from this star to make up for the heat that they're not getting from this star. That's pretty crazy. Whoa, alright, okay, 7 and 8 we said, didn't we? Which are potentially the closest ones, actually. Yeah, they're the closest ones. Yeah, that makes sense, alright. Yeah, they're close. So yeah, we've got a couple of terraformable worlds, one of them water around the red dwarf, but because they're all working around the primary star, makes a bit more sense. And again, if this secondary part of the system, if this binary star was 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500,000 LS away, yeah, we wouldn't be finding a water world. That shit would have frozen up a long time ago. Seven's going to be, at the very least, this side. Is that the Coalsack Nebula? No, it's not. It can't be, but it's very dark. Kind of want to figure out which nebula that is. Oh, damn. Surprisingly close. pretty well. Start accelerating. Oh shit, shit. Not so much a loop of shame as a dip of losing a bit of speed and whoops. The dip of whoops rather than the loop of shame. Yeah, that's what it is. The little, oh shit, just got to lose a bit of speed before we go flying past this planet and actually do the loop of shame. Okay, so
Surface scan by 50%.
thing is,
Surface scan complete.
I can see trying to figure out where that nebula is, right? I can see the centers in front of me, but I genuinely have no way of knowing until I look at the galaxy map whether that nebula is actually on my left on the galaxy map or on my right. I might open up the galaxy map, and if it's orientated the same way I'm currently looking, which it wouldn't be, then I can kind of see off to the left of the direction I'm heading, that'll be the nebula. However, it might be oriented that way. So, where is this nebula? And what nebula is it? So we are heading that direction. So it's either on the left or on the right, hard to tell. Oh, there you are. That's you. That's you. Is he? Yeah, it's got it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It is you from this angle, because it does look kind of like a hollow tube from where we were looking at it. Yeah. So that's the orientation of the galaxy map. Because that is the direction we're going. And that is where you are. There's other closer things, but obviously that's behind me, so it's not that. And it's also red. It just shows like how vast these nebula are. The fact that it looks like that from here, and we are quite a long way away from that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Like, I genuinely don't think that there is an in-game map anywhere in any other game that gives you anywhere near the amount of information that the galaxy map in this game gives you. No matter what map you're looking at, the amount of detail and the amount of information that you can find just by looking at the galaxy map and applying various filters is insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, you can obviously do, we've done the realistic, you know, you can sort by star class, allegiance if you're in the bubble, look for various commodities, look for various services, look for Guardian or Thargoid or human civilizations, sort by government, economy, the economy state, the level of security, the class, whether you visited it or not, where there are carriers, and then you can sort by population. You can look at trade routes. You can filter various markers on there. Yeah, show me that. Why wouldn't you show me that? You can plot your routes. You can adjust whether you do it economically, faster, using jet cone boost, various level of FSD boost, how much cargo you're using. Just reams of information available here. Wow, okay, we might have travelled a little bit far from the primary star whilst I was chatting away there. Hang on a minute.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Very slim pickings at the moment. Haven't found much today. I mean, but any jump could change that. You know.
Fuel scooping complete.
Ugh. Red dwarfs. That's a red dwarf that's kind of giving up the ghost a bit. I mean, just there might be, but I've got. Nah. No.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, let's go to B. Don't imagine you're particularly likely to find a Earth-like world, for example, around a B-class star. Water world, sure. Don't really think you'd find an Earth-like world necessarily around these.
Fuel scooping.
Planets. Why? Oh yeah, white type stars. Forgot about them. Hi. Why? Jesus. So we've got an A, we've got a second B. 15 bodies. Wow. Okay. It's all high metal content worlds. It's all very blue. Yeah, I can't imagine many people. That's going to be very terraformable. And then we're all onto what, rocky bodies. High metal content world, but I mean, that one might be terraformable, but that one, I mean, Jesus, I'd say it's a little bit hot. A tad warm. Okay, so it's all around. Wow! No way, that is quite the ring.
System scan complete.
Okay, let's have a look at you a minute. Yeah, unsurprisingly, not terraformable. Or you, or you, or you, or you. Yeah, this is some crazy temp. I mean, okay, come on, Elite. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so in order of closest to the star and furthest to the star, let's look at surface temperature. 1148 Kelvin, 874, 723, 723. Oh look, as we're getting further away from the star, the temperature is getting lower. 1600. How? It's 3 times the distance of this one, and yet you have a higher temperature. Okay, fine. Moving on. There's nothing terraformable here, but what I want to look at I kind of want to go look at it. Hang on, can I zoom in on that? Yeah, see, that's not what I was seeing when I scanned it. I want to have a closer look at this planet because it looks like a tiny little planet, a massive gap, and then a thin ring that's just enormous comparative to the size of the planet. That's what it looked like in the FSS, and I want to just have a little closer look at that because it looked kind of cool. I'm not afraid to travel 22,000 LS for photo potential. light again as we're getting close to a B and an A. Or was it O? Might be the O. Class star. Yeah, we're not even coming here to map at this planet, we're literally just coming over to have a look. Shit, that's quite the ring around the... Holy shit. That's enormous. Okay, we'll have a look at you as well in a sec. It's a massive ring. But this guy looks... interesting, I'd say. Let's try and get a view above it. Oh, okay. I was. It's only got the one ring. Oh, you're telling me that's all one ring? That's not two separate rings, that is all one ring. Kinda wanna see this. That means there's some really, really faint there we go. It has two rings. Huh? Does it have three rings? It does in fact have three rings. Okay. It has three rings, but it's being listed as one. That's quite interesting. Right, now, speaking of rings, look at the ring on that. get away from this planet, but we can get some speed up. Pretty crazy ring. Okay, anyway. Moving on. There's nothing actually worth scanning here. Just
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's an impressive ring, but it's not crazy. It's pretty big, but it's not like, holy shit, that's amazing. Because you can get somewhere, it's just like you can barely see the planet in the ring. It's just ring for days. Gold standard, yeah.
Scooping complete.
See, when Austin Powers says "oh behave," he's actually parodying a very specific set of movies from the UK back in the 50s and 60s, the Carry On films. Do behave. Whoa. Wow, that's why you look like that, because we're zoomed into the center. There's another one right here, isn't there? Yeah. Okay. And then a bunch of ice. I mean, if Austin Powers showed you what Brits were like, I mean, that's not what Brits are like. That is genuinely, and I mean no shade by this whatsoever, that is literally like me saying I watched Nacho Libre and now I know exactly what Mexico's like. For two reasons. Number one, Jack Black isn't Mexican, and Mike Myers, who plays Austin Powers, is not English. So I think that's actually quite a good comparison. It's... We are not like that. Okay, so 2 and 3. Oh, is it? Okay. That wasn't a good example then. Well, yeah, I know he's Canadian, but... Fair enough. I'm a Somerset boy, lived in Birmingham for a while, lived in Hampshire for a while, well, Isle of Wight, more specifically. I spent a bit of time in Portsmouth. And a few years in the States as well, in Illinois. Illinois, am I right? No, not really. It's too bad.
Surface scan complete.
I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to go back now, if I'm honest. I mean, I would just to go hang out with my best friend, but yeah. From a political standpoint, I absolutely would not want to go there right now. Just got to check the news. Is he what is it? Has he removed the whole civilization? Isn't that's the latest threat he's made? Absolutely insane. Anyway. Terraformable world. Here. Oh god, can we do it with a dip? No, it's going to be a loop. It's going to be a loop because I ballsed it up. Actually, no, might have caught it. Yeah, okay, it was a dip. Got it just in time. Yeah.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Also spent a bit of time in Norway. Oh, that's a gorgeous country.
4, 3, 2,
Really lovely place to go. I went there one summer and I went there in another winter. I mean, no shit, but fucking cold in winter over there.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Bit of red in those rings. See that very often. Oh, going all the way up to J? Damn. You have 10 around you. Oh, hang on, you might have 11. K. Have I ever seen a K? 11 bodies around one planet? I'm not sure if I've ever seen that many. Gas giant with 11 planets around it, that's... And none of them like moons of the other. Just 11 straight. I mean, they're moons of it, but you know what I mean. It's not like there's 11 bodies, because there's like 8 bodies and 3 of them have got other bodies around them. Going up to F, G. That's a pair of very busy gas giants.
System scan complete.
Right, that's a bad boy. Well, yeah, but I mean, I can tell you now, in game, I don't think Saturn has 274 moons. How far are we from Sol at the moment? One, two, three, 4, 5. I give you 6. You can have 6. But 1,000 years into the future, there's bases on Mercury. I mean, you can't land there. Obviously we've got Earth. They've terraformed Mars and made it Earth-like. Jupiter's just chilling. Oh, hang on, the moon. We can't land on the moon in game. There's Io. Good. It's its own little spaceport, and then of course Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. And of course we've got Saturn, so we're going to have Titan. Oh no, Enceladus, Tethys, Dione, Rhea, Titan. There you are. Iapetus. Uranus, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, and Oberon, Neptune and Triton, old Pluto and Charon. Wait, have they got... No, they haven't. Okay. Phobos and Deimos around Mars. No. Vance. And we've got some numbers. Salacia, Actea, Haumea, Hayaka, Clower, Makamac, numbers, Eris, Sedna, and Persephone. It's a really long way out. And if you zoom out even further, and zoom out even further still, then somewhere in the next room would be Voyager 1, and then next door would be Voyager 2. Or vice versa. Oh yeah, planet wasn't meant to, was it? Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think a lot of those moons are in the rings, aren't they? They're just larger rocks within the rings. It's not like they're full-blown same size as our moon type deals. They're more like satellites, aren't they? You know, in terms of their size. The sort of thing you could land on, have a walk around on. It's just the one, wasn't it? A5. Well, this is the 65th one of these we found on this journey so far. So this is where the money is. I mean, the Earth-like worlds and water worlds are fantastic, but you just don't find many of them. These you do find a lot of. So we've got 65 of them so far. Just under 2 million each. It was just this planet, wasn't it? Hang on. Yeah.
Scan by 50%.
Yeah, okay.
Surface scan complete.
Surface scan complete. Next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, it's always open to debate. I mean, you're in the UK. I'm assuming you've watched QI at some point in your life over the last 15 years. And they make a good point on that, because every now and again they ask the same question. It's a question that comes up every couple of years, because every couple of years the answer's different, because the definition changes over the years, and that is, how many moons does the Earth have? And the first time they asked that, everyone's like, well, one, the moon. It's called the moon. The moon. And, you know, the klaxons go off, because no, at that time there were 7 objects that were classified as moons around the Earth. And then a couple of years later they asked the question again, how many moons does the Earth have? And they all look at each other, and Alan Davies is like, don't say one, because, you know, last time we said 1 and we got buzzed, but someone said 1, they get buzzed, and he goes 7 and he gets buzzed, and they're like, no, actually, by current definitions, there's actually 2,817 moons around the Earth. And they're like, oh, fuck off. Like, well, no, technically these bodies are now classed as moons. Like, okay, well, alright, I guess there's 2,700 or whatever the number is. I don't know, it was a really, really big number. It was over 1,000, you know what I mean? And then a couple of seasons later, they're like, how many moons does the Earth have? And they're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And they all argue about it, and then it turns out the answer's 1, because, you know, they changed the classification back to just the moon is the moon, and all the other things are satellites. And you're like, oh my god. I don't know what the current thinking is. But then you get people who use stuff like that as an excuse to disbelieve science, and science is bad, and it's just like, oh no, I think what is actually happening is you're a fucking moron. Anyway, I get angry at people like that. If a scientist tells you he's 100% certain, then he's not a scientist. Science is never about certainties, it's about probabilities. Science is always changing because new information is found and you realise, oh actually, it works like this, not like that. Ah, we were wrong. And then you have the, the Dunning-Kruger thing where people aren't intelligent enough to realise how little they know. I mean, there's a lot of gas. This is a pretty terrible system in terms of value, but sheer numbers, there's a lot going on around B. No, we've still got more to go on in B. Are you just telling me about your silly asteroids? No, there's an actual planet here.
System scan complete.
B1, that may be the sum total of worth in this system. No. That was a waste of time. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, it's fair. I agree with that. I think that that is a good thing to do. You know, we believe this to be true. All the evidence points to this being true, but it's science. You know, you can never be 100% certain. Well, some things you can be. You know. But there's always room for improvement. There's always room for a deeper understanding. And as understanding evolves, thinking evolves, it's all good. But we currently live in a world where, for some reason, where we should be progressing forwards, we suddenly start to be seeming to progress. And it's like, why? Failing education. It's a good start. Hey, we got a water world. We've got a target actually worth looking at. Hell yeah.
System scan complete.
Every time I see the word observation, it always reminds me of the double slit experiment. If you don't know what that is, look into it because it is fascinating and weirdly terrifying. I wouldn't say terrifying, but just quite literally mind-blowing. 1, 2 and 3. I can try and do a brief explanation of it, but I might get it a little bit wrong. I'll give it a shot anyway for streaming purposes. But you imagine like a piece of metal with, or a piece of plastic or whatever, a material with two slits cut in it, side by side. And if you were to imagine like firing little bits of sand through that at a consistent rate, then what you would have on the other side, the impacts would form two lines, which makes sense. But when you do it with light particles, it produces a wave effect where it produces like 4 or 5 lines, vertical lines that get darker in the middle and then get lighter. However, like, they ran the experiment and that's what they saw. However, if you watch the experiment, quite literally, if the experiment is physically observed, the results are different and you get the two slits. You get the 2 lines of light. But if it's not observed, you get the 5 lines. As if the particles know that they are being watched. It's so I mean, I haven't got that completely accurate in my description, but it's along those lines, and it is the act of observation changes the result. If you do the experiment and look at the results afterwards, you see one set of results, but if you watch the experiment happen, a different result happens. It's just like, huh? Are we in a simulation? You know, that sort of thing, like, holy shit. The particles behave differently if they are being observed. And it's not like if you're handling the experiment or something like that, you're influencing the experiment. It can be in a vacuum. It can be completely sealed. But just the fact that someone is standing there, or you are filming it, even if you are filming it, it behaves one way. But if you don't film it and then look at the results afterwards, you get different results, which is hurts my head, kind of like mind-blowing. Yeah, so I'm kind of like that, I guess. But yeah, just look into the double slit experiment, because it is one of life's great mysteries, I guess, in a way. Yeah, you'd think, but as I say, it also happens when it's being filmed. So like they have a camera in there filming the thing, and then they look at the film afterwards, and you get the result that you would have as if you were in the room. But if you don't film it, and no one's in the room, then you get a different result, which is, yeah. It's like I say, I just feel like as a society we're regressing. It's like every year there are more and more people who think we haven't been to the moon and that the Earth is flat, and it's like, how can you? Oh, it drives me crazy that there is that level of ignorance out there, especially as the people at the top of that ignorance probably are well aware that they're lying, and it's just a grift. I saw a clip, it's worth looking at just to see the absurdity of it, but there's these 2 flat earthers and they're watching the Artemis 2 launch, and they are losing their fucking minds. Even to the point of wishing that it would blow up. Like, if anyone was there for Challenger, that is an absolutely awful thing to fucking want. But watching these little simpleton minds getting absolutely fucking blown by seeing the physical evidence in front of their eyes, and they're still arguing it. every time NASA stream anything, if you turn on the live chat, every few seconds there'll be "it's all lies, you never went to the moon, the earth is flat," and it's just like, oh my god. Drives me absolutely insane.
Surface
The
scan
fact that
complete.
ignorance and stupidity seem to be getting rewarded. A lack of willingness to learn, specifically, I think, is the issue. It's one thing to not know something, that's fine, but be willing to learn. Be willing to accept that what you know might not be true, and that you're wrong. Rather than grab yourself a belief and then just stick to it and refuse to accept that anything else is possibly true.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
That's why I have such disdain for religion as a whole, because everyone in their religion is adamant that they are right, and it's just like, yeah, but you're only that religion because you're born where you were. If you'd been raised in a completely different civilization, you would have a completely different religion, which kind of shows how bullshit it all is. Well, I mean, what is it they say? Wisdom is knowing what you don't know. Like a wise man knows he's an idiot thinks he's a wise man, kind of thing, you know. And we're seeing that in the world today. We're seeing the rise of diseases that had damn near been eradicated thanks to vaccination, but now people are like, but vaccines give you autism. No, they don't. One person said that and then immediately retracted it, but nah. What's her name? Jenna Jameson or whatever it was? Fucking ex-Playboy model decided to run with it, and that is literally the origin of the whole vaccines give you autism thing. It's a study that was immediately disproved by the person who did it. And yet now, you know, more and more people are dying every year from diseases that we have more than the ability to get rid of. It's mind-numbing. Well, okay, you two, where are you if you're not on the line? Are you just doing your own thing? Apparently. Right. Oh. There you are. You're just chilling up there.
System scan complete.
Yeah, you're on a completely different line to everyone else. One and two. But if mankind had, after we landed on the moon, been like, oh, huh, we don't have to fight over this rock that we're on, we can expand out. We could work together to colonise the moon and then move. I genuinely think we would have colonised the moon by now. Genuinely feel that the moon would be fully, not like fully colonised, but I feel that steps would have been made towards that if, you know, the powers that be had been like, holy shit, let's work together to. But you know, it's a pipe dream. It's a fantasy. It would never happen. All that would happen is then you just have people fighting over the moon, you know. But, you know, they just spent the next 50 years just cutting funding and such. Was it 1, 2 and 3? It's just 1 and 2, wasn't it? 1 and 2, not 3, not you.
Further scan complete.
There is the thought that we as a species might be approaching the, I want to say the Great Barrier, I'm not sure, something barrier, I can't think exactly what the terminology is, but essentially we're getting to a point in our evolution where we're getting close to kind of a crossroads. We're either going to destroy ourselves or we're going to start moving out, like I say, start heading out away from Earth. But the barrier would be that we just can't evolve to a point beyond conflict, and therefore we're likely to just wipe ourselves out, or just a big fuck off rock will come out of space and wipe us out. The fragility of life, do you know what I mean? We're all squabbling over this rock, and then at any point you could just suddenly get the news, oh shit, yeah, in like 3 months we're all gonna die. Just, yeah. Oh, look at all that thousands of years of squabbling for no fucking reason. Look at us. Way to go, mankind. If we don't blow ourselves up first. And the thing is, I think the argument could be made that for mankind to move on from conflict is going to require something really bad to happen. I mean, a World War III to happen, and it'd have to be bad enough that we'd have to spend a couple of hundred years picking up the pieces, but not so bad enough that we just get completely wiped out. I think only at that point could we probably progress. We'd have to take a big step back first, though. Which is a pretty morbid way to look at things, but mankind only learns hard lessons, unfortunately. Contraf, yeah. Because, like, you know, you look at World War II, we clearly didn't learn our lessons from that. You know? And it's weird because I would say the average person understands the lessons from that, but the greed, the money grabbing, the power brokering, it's just too prevalent. And it's unfortunate because we're getting to a point now where we're getting closer and closer to a time where there won't be anyone alive who was alive during World War II. We're not there yet, but there will be a point where there is no one alive who remembers it. It's going to be only remembering what they've been told, or what they've seen, or what they've read. I think that is probably going to be a bad time. But the thing is, we're at the point where the only people who do remember it are really quite old. 75, 80 plus, you know. Not necessarily in a position to, well then again, I mean, you know, we've got world leaders of that age.
System scan complete.
Okay, what have we got here? I mean, yeah, no, I couldn't get behind that theory. The evidence would be there. Do you know what I mean? That there'd be proof of it.
Drive charging.
Unless we're talking about broader than just Earth, but as in the Big Bang is a loop.
System scan
The
complete.
entire universe gets reborn again every few trillion years or something, maybe. But it's not something that we would be able to see or conceive.
Frameshift drive charging.
But the idea that there have been old ancient civilizations in the past here on Earth that we don't have record of, I guess, I can't get behind that. Because, you know, we're able to track the timeline of what's happened on this planet back billions of years. No, because I mean, you know, you can look at continental drift, Pangaea, etc.
Fuel scooping.
We can see how this planet has changed over time. I mean, there, you know, don't get me wrong. There have been people. I mean, there may have been. No, I don't think there's people living in Pangaea.
Frameshift drive charging.
Or maybe in life, but like human civilizations, like to the point of being actual civilization rather than a tribe or a.
4, 3, 2,
Any civilizations that have existed on this earth, we have evidence of. You know, Roman civilization, Aztecs, things like that. find evidence of civilizations from like millions of years ago or something. If you look at the timeline of Earth as a clock, a 24-hour clock, dinosaurs showed up round about 11:55 p.m. If you look at midnight as being now, and humans showed up about 3 or 4 seconds ago. Like as a species. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of that can be attributed to what works. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, these two different civilizations figured out the same form of agriculture. Yeah, because that's what works. Separate people, separate civilizations can figure out the same thing in different ways. It doesn't... What are you? Gastroenteritis pneumonia life. Okay. That doesn't mean that there's like a connection between them. It just means that separate people managed to figure out that this works.
System scan complete.
Two and three. Okay, we're hitting quite a few of these now. High metal content worlds. That's another two. It's similar to, I can't think what it's called, I can't think of the term. It's a form of evolution that can happen. Like different forms of animals will evolve the same way, but for different reasons or in different parts of the world. It's something evolution, not divergent evolution. Tandem evolution, something like that. And it's just, sorry. All that takes is people figure. I mean, you got. How can I put this? All it takes is a bit of charisma to convince people that you're right. Especially people who don't know, especially uneducated people. Which comes back to the Dunning-Kruger thing, I suppose. But you can, especially in an, going back thousands of years to when most of the masses were uneducated. 2 and 3. It's easy to control people. It's easy to keep people subservient if you can convince them of the great lie, I guess you could say. If you don't do this, then when you die, you'll go to hell. Just phrase it in different ways, true to your culture. It's control. It's just a person in power understanding how to keep people subservient. Divergent evolution. Yeah. Bear in mind, I'm high as fuck as well. human beings have a kind of inherent need to a need for answers. It's part of what makes us human. Is that inquisitiveness, that desire to know, that strong instinct to want to understand. Now, what varies is that some people will really want to deeply understand, and some people will want an easy answer. Some people will want to hear an answer that makes them feel better, makes them feel safe, makes them feel comfortable. And other people want to know the truth, which is not necessarily safe or comfortable. And with that knowledge, if you can appeal to the people who do want to feel safe and comfortable, then you can convince them that you don't have to worry about how everything works. God made it happen. You don't need to worry about the answer. You don't need it. We've got the answers for you. You just do what we say because we're telling you that God said that. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. That's how I view it anyway. These are all the opinions of me. Whether they're true or not, whether they're correct, who knows? It's just my opinion on the matter. I view religion as a way to keep people subservient, and fucking works. I mean, tried and tested.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm always willing to chat and discuss, especially about things I find interesting. I mean, the thing is, look at the game I'm playing, Elite Dangerous. It's a sci-fi game. I would say that the sort of people that I don't necessarily want to associate with, the MAGAs of the world, I don't think they're sitting down for an afternoon of watching an Elite Dangerous stream. Do you know what I mean? That would require turning Fox News off.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, yeah.
4, 3, 2.
Like I say, that's human instinct, is to want to understand, to want to learn. And things like social media and things like that work to suppress that instinct, or provide easy but not necessarily true answers.
Fuel scooping complete.
That said fuel scooping complete. I didn't say system scan complete, did it? No. Oh no, we're still accelerating. We're held up by an asteroid belt. Left on this. Okay, we've done 37. Okay, we've got some potential. that little notification? It couldn't have been a world type I haven't found before, unless it was a terraform or rocky body. No, because it was an icy body. Couldn't have been.
System scan complete.
What was it they found about that? It was, don't know. Okay, that was weird.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, I'm gonna get some food soon, so we're gonna do a few more jumps.
3, 2,
Hey Jester, are you there, buddy? I've just been told that a new game's coming onto PS Plus soon. It's a roguelite, and it's a Scrabble-based roguelite, and I'm like, I mean, that might be the perfect game for me. I do love me some word games. Might be making an appearance one Sunday night. We do a roguelike stream every Sunday at 10 o'clock UK time. If you're ever looking for something to watch then, just to see a different side of this channel. Do love a good roguelike. Roguelite to roguelike, either way. You two just chilling up there. Because you're icy bodies.
system scan complete.
Chilling is what you do. Alright, let's have a look. No. No. Moving on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Not sure what time I'll be streaming on Thursday, because Aston Villa are playing Europa League quarter-final. So, whenever that's on, I won't be streaming. Okay. 2 stars, 1 planet. This could get messy. Wow, there's no real need to. There's no real directly behind the planet. High metal content wild. It's around A. It's right there.
System scan complete.
AB1. Ooh, yeah, no, you're not going to be terraformable. Yeah, didn't think so. Not that far from the stars. Even if there is 2 of them. It's an external ship view. Kinda. I mean, there's a camera. Essentially, I could kind of but it's not ideal. Do you know what I mean? I can't see any of the information that I need. But no, there's no like third person other than using a camera. But I don't have all this information that is very, very useful. You know, I can see my fuel, I can see the position of all the planets around me, I can see the status of my shields, my hull, my power modules, the time of day,
4, 3, 2,
location, which target mode I'm in, the temperature.
fuel scoping.
Ooh, 40 planet, well 38 planets.
Fuel scoping complete.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of gas and ice. It's just, is there going to be anything else worth scanning? If not, we'll probably just move on. But if there's something valuable there. So like the height of the signature, if you like, you see there's like a very short little wave. That tells me that that's a small planet, which is going to be probably not terraformable, which means that it's just gas giants, ice, and probably a few landable bodies.
Frameshift drive
If that was a
charging.
taller signature, then I'd be more inclined to scan, because it's more likely to be a terraformable world, because it's going to be big enough, I guess.
4, 3, 2, fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, we're getting close to that nebula. NGC numbers. See, it's a little bit of a taller signature there, so that makes me a bit more. Again, it's mostly crap here, but there might be something, and I don't have to look through 40 planets to find it. Yeah, I think you've got some terraforming potential. Could be another one. Again, if it is terraformable, well, that's close to $2 million. $2 million for that. Which we say yes, please to.
System scan complete.
So it says. Nope. Okay, moving on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Could be, could be, could be. Isn't. No, moving on. See, it's saying there's a chat. No, there isn't a chance. Moving on.
4, 3, 2, fuel scoping. scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuse open.
Oh,
Fuse open
oh
complete.
man, that looks like potentially the perfect game for me. Oh, I think I've just found my next 6 months. Holy shit, that releases in 2 days. Holy shit, okay. So yeah, there's a roguelite coming out, and it seems to be based on Scrabble. And, okay. You might think that I'm quite the nerdy person because I'm playing Elite Dangerous. When I was 19 through to the age of about 21, so this is like 20 years ago, on two of the biggest internet gaming platforms out there, games.com, and then later on Lexulus, which was a Scrabble based word. I was the world's #1 rated player on those websites for quite a long time. I had the highest Scrabble rating on both of those websites for a significant amount of time. I'm really, really fucking good at Scrabble. And there's a roguelite that's based on Scrabble that's just been announced.
System scan complete.
That's I'm playing that a lot.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's why I don't play Scrabble with friends or family. Like my mum and little brother, for example. You know, when I used to go visit them, when I don't really leave the house now, so. But that's one game that no, that's on the board. I don't play that. At my request, because I get sick and tired of that. That's not a word. Yes, yes, it is a word. You can't make 4 words at the same time. Yes, yes, you can. Why do you know all these 2 and 3 letter words? Oh, I've got them all memorised. Only 2 languages. And by 2 languages, I mean American and English, because they have 2 different dictionaries.
Fuse open complete.
Soappods and TWA. Do you know what? I mean, I exaggerated that by saying the world's I was the #1 on the leaderboards of these 2 separate websites. But they were the places that you went online to play Scrabble. The Internet Scrabble Club was another one, ISC. I was very highly rated on there. There were a couple of people higher rated though, because I didn't really get on with their interface, so I didn't really spend much time on there. But games.com, that was there from sort of late 90s. Then they went down, and then there was a new game that was Scrabble like. They had to change it slightly for rules, you know, copyright. That was called Lexulus. And God, I played on that a lot back in the day.
System scan complete.
Alright man, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm probably going to be calling it soon anyway, to be fair. I'm getting hungry. I really would have liked to find an Earth-like in today's stream.
Frameshift drive
This is stream
charging.
number 6 on this journey. We've had 4 Earth-likes. This will be the second stream without one, unless I find one in the next couple of jumps. But yeah, I need to be getting some food in me.
4, 3, 2. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two.
That comes out in 2 days. Regular streams on Sunday. Yeah, I'll have to play it on my other account and then start a fresh one for the stream. Oh, hey, other star, how are you doing? I see you.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Lots of stars around here. Look at that.
Scooping complete.
We're in a very dense area in terms of stars. Yeah. Unsurprising because we are heading into this area.
Frameshift drive
Alright, let's
charging.
see. 24. Do a couple more jumps, then I'm going to call it. I'm really hungry.
4, 3, 2.
Alright, double stars. You can stop with that now. Fuck me.
Fuel scooping.
3 stars within
Fuel scooping
that
complete.
close with me. Jesus. There's another one there as well. So someone came here and discovered that. I mean, this may be a gas and ice system and we're moving on. Good God. Okay. Strap in, folks. We've got a lot to scan. Did we just enter a new region? We're no longer in Hawking's Gap. We'll have a look in a minute. This is a big system. We'll get a better picture of it in a minute. That was, I mean, you say double stars. Hang on, let me get this planet. That was triple stars. There was actually 3 stars there where I arrived. So that was fun. Where are they? I'll have a look at you in a minute. Where's the stars that I just Yeah, there's 3 of them. One there, one there, and one there, and I arrived about there. uh, bad times, or potentially bad times, so got away with it. ABC3, yeah, I mean everything's going to be ABC something, isn't it? ABC1, you were ABC3, so there's an ABC. Fucking hell, ABC3, you go on a bit of a journey, don't you? Somewhere in between those 2 lines is ABC2. You've got some potential. ABC4, okay, right. You're doing the whole, the further away it is, the hotter it gets thing again, which doesn't make sense to me. Scanning all this, but I mean, you know, there's 53 body or 53 planets. Well, 48 planets, I suppose, 5 stars. At least 45 of them are useless. ABC 5. If we've got an advance on ABC 5. Any offers? Any offers? Going once. Going twice. No more than ABC 5. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Hey, ABC 6. How you doing? ABC 8. Okay. Sure. Damn. Got a couple more to find. Okay, so if 8's there and 5's there, then 6 and 7 have to be on this line. 6 and 7 are on this line. Those are the ones I scanned before I started looking for the planets. Got it. Understood. Right, moving on. Perhaps if you're actually on the mark. There we go. Lots of gas giants, lots of absolute dross. But there were a couple of planets that could be worth a look at. Why do you keep giving me codex things for a standard gas giant? I must have entered into a new region. I thought I was still in Hawking's Gap. I'm getting little notifications for all kinds of things at the moment, so I must have entered a new region. Oh, I just haven't scanned any gas giants in this region yet because I keep skipping them. No, there's still more. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. I suppose you've got 5 planets around you, do you? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
System scan complete.
Jesus. Right, okay, that was that system. Nope, nope, no. Okay, cool, understood. Right. Oh, Jesus. So these were DE1 and then ABC1. Weird. Okay. Well, alright, cool. Glad I spent the last 5 minutes of my life doing that. 4 jumps per 1,000. Okay. I mean, this is good information because, you know, I'm working towards getting a fleet carrier and taking it out exploring. But I might use it to do some mining first, because obviously mining a shitload of platinum or whatever, dumping it in my cargo hold and then taking it in smaller amounts to places is going to get me a lot more money. Especially as I don't have the resources like PC do to find the best possible system. I've just got to go by what I can figure out.
System scan complete.
Alright, last jump. No, I am in Hawkins Gap. Okay, it's just I hadn't scanned those particular types of gas giant yet. Well, that system did have a lot of gas giants. Yeah, last jump. See what's here. Yeah, they're gonna call it. And then tomorrow we'll start heading back towards the bubble. Start the final leg, which may take a couple of days. I don't know.
System scan complete.
Wow.
Scoping complete.
Alright, one more jump. Last jump. Just because that one was a complete dud.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, we've got some planets here. And survey says we have a couple of water worlds. Hell yeah. Oh, nice system to finish on. twin worlds next to each other. No.
System scan complete.
Oh, let's see what we got. Nope, nope. It's not. Yes, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5 and 6. Got a pair of terraform water worlds. And then another HMC. Hell yeah. Boom, boom. 4, 5, 6. Do, do, do. Get these bad boys scanned and call it.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Alright, let's go over map this and then we'll call it. So what we'll do is I'm going to have a look at my engineer info and see if there's anywhere I need to get friendly with. Because I can turn in the data to a particular faction or whatever and probably get instant allied. These extra other 20 jumps on my journey aren't locked in. I'm probably going to start the meander back to the bubble. So we're going to see if we can find a particular system that's worth going to. We shall see. Might be, I can't remember. I'll have a look in a sec.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Colonia Council, I mean they're in Colonia. Damn. still 20,000 light years away from the... Okay, so there's no particular place I need to get friendly with. So we'll probably just head... home. What's going to be, what, 120, 30? Between 125 and 130. 126. There we go. We will begin that journey tomorrow. I'm just going to move away from this planet. I'm just going to wait till the bottom left it says deep space rather than the name of the planet on here. I mean, I could, but it's not going to... Yeah, no, I don't... sorry, that's a bit of a strange question. I mean, I can, but there's no reason to. A bit bemused by that. I mean, I've got enough for 25, you know, maybe I could get 4. I could... I've got the Scarab, I could go driving around and get all the resources and plot my journey one jump at a time. Fuck that. Not bothered by the fact that it takes that many jumps, just didn't mean to push boost then. Well, that's a lot of effort for no real reason. I use it occasionally if I want to just do one jump instead of 2. You know, but beyond that, eh. Alright folks, calling it there, getting really hungry. We'll be back tomorrow with some more, but for now I'm out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.